Hey y'all, I am so excited to be sharing a triple vendor haul with you today. I have my L3 Pie Day order, my Salt Mountain Melts order, first one ever, and my first ever Dessa's Homespun Scents order. As a quick reminder, I do use mostly 25-watt and up Scentsy Warmers, as I am a Scentsy consultant, and those warmers are typically on for 15 hours a day. I would love it so much if you would subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so we can stay in touch. Now, I am going to start with my, I think, longest in the making order. This is my first Dessa's Homespun Scents order, and I did get two cute little samples in here. There was another sample in here that was apple crumble, and that's currently melting in my Dragonfly Away warmer. And I can tell you it is throwing beautifully, and it's a lovely apple pie filling sort of scent. There's not a crust note in it, but it's beautiful, and I'm excited to try this fall sample as well. Let's jump right into what I ordered. This is Fireflies, and I got this in the larger brittle size. I do love that she has put the pour date on these. This is roasted marshmallow, cedarwood, damp night air, campfire. It's a beautiful blend to me on cold. I don't smell a whole lot of that campfire, but I'm excited to melt that and see how it performs. Also in this larger size, I got Library of Enchantment. It has aged-old books, parchment paper, leather spines, and smoldering fireplaces. Those old book parchment paper type scents are some of my very favorites. I do hope that fireplace is somewhat in the background of this scent, but I love trying out those types. Now, this is a part of, I think, what she's calling the Main Street Memories collection, which does appear to be inspired largely by Disney World, which I love Disney World. And this is based on one of my favorite rides, which is Flight of the Passage. It is a beautiful fragrance when you go in there. It's citrusy and aquatic. So I'm interested to see how this melts. It's beautiful on cold to me, but we shall see if it does actually get to that sort of very magical, earthy, yet aquatic note that Flight of the Passage has. Autumn Equinox I also got in this larger size. Because of her Beach Nights blend, this is the one that I saw quite a bit of buzz about, and I do love that it has the vanilla voodoo in it, and white birch is something that tends to be very pleasing to me, so we shall see. When I saw this on the list, I immediately knew that I was going to snag it, and as you can see, I have already melted 2 rows of this. It is chocolate dipped orange slices. I love the chocolate orange slices Bath and Body Works candle, and this is a fragrance that I enjoy. I enjoy it around the holidays, chocolate and orange, and then I also enjoy it um, like around Easter time. It just feels like a proper vibe. This is the very first thing that I have melted out of this box, and I can tell you it is throwing like a champion. It actually wafted out of my bedroom space, which that very rarely happens, and into the hallway and mezzanine of that area. So really beautiful. I will say this is a nice thank you note, but one of the things that had me not wanting to buy Dessa's is hearing that you needed hot plate warmers. And a lot of vendors do this. It's a real turnoff for me because honestly, I have been using wax for a long time, and I have made my own candles for personal use since childhood, and I know how wax and fragrance release works, and you just shouldn't need hot plate warmers to get performance. I do love this personalized note of a thank you. It's very kind, and I'm very pleased. I do understand that people use all different kinds of warmers to get their scent throw, and I support you doing whatever it is that works for you. But for me personally, I'm very happy that I don't need one of those super hot plate warmers. A lot of people do not realize that those hot plate warmers are often getting hotter than candles do. So I also got several in this smaller size. This is Graveyard Mist. It's a petrichor blend, which tends to be like a damp, muddier kind of fragrance, which I do love that. I also really love that this seems to have some cedar notes along with some smoked vanilla, so excited to see how that warms. This is one that immediately on cold sniff, I have regrets. This is Soarin' Above, and it's based on the Soarin' ride, which is a beautiful fragrance and visual experience at Disney World. And this is a beautiful redwood scent as the dominant note to me, and I would have gotten a larger size. I'm excited to see how the orange develops. On warm, we shall see, but I really probably should have gotten a larger size on that one. This is Coastal Forest Pacific Northwest, and this is another beautiful woody scent. On cold, I'm mostly picking up the balsam, not really much of the sea salt or the driftwood, but I'm excited to see how that warms, and I'm glad that I have it to try. Oh, and I think it has pine cones. I have yet to meet a pine cone scent that I don't love, so if that comes out, I think I'm going to love it. Now, this is Vanilla Voodoo, which I have melted before, I believe, from a friend. It has white birch, Madagascar vanilla, sandalwood, and sweet cream. Sweet cream can sometimes go sideways for me, so I did just want to get the smaller size in this because I primarily plan on using this as a vanilla blender for some patchouli scents that I have and a couple of other just ideas that I had for what I might like with the vanilla voodoo blend. I may melt it on its own just to get a sense of it, but my ultimate goal for this is that it's going to be one that I am going to enjoy blending with. I love both of these sizes. And the other thing that I really love is that I can just bust into these. Like I can start melting these right now. I don't have to chop it. I don't mind chopping, but one of the things that I will say is when there is an option, especially when you're first starting out with a vendor, where you can just open the bag and put a couple in your warmers to see how it performs for you. I think that's just the best idea from a packaging perspective, just to get you into it and you don't have to clean anything or chop anything or repackage anything. Next up, I have my first haul from Salt Mountain Melts. This is a vendor that I have melted before based on pieces that I got out of a round robin. And I will say she had a sweet little note and a Starburst candy that my kiddo loved in the box, very nicely packaged. So Villain Era intrigued me primarily because it has strawberry and sandalwood together, and I'm excited to see how this goes. It does also list smoke, amber, and palo santo. Those are all lovely scents to me, but I can't really place when I've had these scents all together. So I'm excited to see how it warms. It does smell lovely to me on cold, but sandalwood, amber, and vanilla are scents that I struggle to smell on cold. So I really am excited to see how this particular one warms because I think it's probably going to develop differently than it is on cold. White Cow, you guys, I picked this one up because of my ongoing adventures with trying to understand whether or not I like milkshake and ice cream blends. There are some that I seem to love, and you can see, I mean, I love these cute little graphics too. But this is a vanilla milkshake with vanilla wafers and of course, something that I absolutely love, it lists the maraschino cherry. So I'm excited to see if I pick up all of these on warm. Primarily, again, I am picking up just that milkshake note, but it seems like a cream that I might like. Now, this is the last of my tubs, and I will say that this tub did come to me a little bit damaged. This is lilac cake, and it has lavender, lilac, marshmallow cake, and pink sugar. I'm not sure if you can see here, but this lid isn't actually on because it's like broken here on the edge. The lid itself, it's got like a hole there. Um, yeah, so I am going to bag this one, and it's probably going to be the first to cut for a couple of reasons. But look at the beautiful iridescent shimmer. Oh my gosh, this is like one of the reasons that I love vendor wax because I am not a person that can handle a lot of florals, but when people blend florals with some of these other scents, I don't know, I just have found so many florals that I can really enjoy just as is in vendor wax without having to do blends in order to enjoy them, which I really like. So I am becoming more of a floral person though, but this one is beautiful and I think it's my favorite. No, it's not. That's a lie. There's another one in here that's my favorite. I just saw it and I remembered. It's not this one though. We'll get there. This is Daydreamer. I do love this one as well. At least on Cold Sniff, I've never melted it. I love lavender marshmallow, and this again is Nilla wafers, lavender marshmallow, and birthday cake. I grabbed a couple of bakery blends, and especially floral and bakery. I just love exploring that this time of year. And this is Ophelia, and it's another one that's vanilla cake pops, so another cake blend. It also has tonka bean, which I tend to love tonka bean. I think it's a beautiful kind of mellow, relaxing addition to most scents. It has vanilla orchid, coconut milk, and sugared strawberry, so very interested to see how that one warms and whether or not I can tolerate it. with the violet. One never does know. Sometimes I love it. This is summer camp, and it's just me still loving balsam all the time, any time of year. I saw this and I thought, wow, cotton candy and cake pops with balsam. Cake pops, I think you can kind of get those kinds of blends during the holiday season as well, cake pop and vanilla balsam. But the addition of the Palo Santo and the cotton candy seem really interesting to me. I do really enjoy this on cold. The vanilla balsam is the star of the show to me, but I'm excited to see how that warms because on cold, it is balsam dominant. Now, this is Backyard Bash, and it has strawberry, cream cheese frosting, twisted pretzel, and whipped cream. And I came for the pretzel. I don't know. I have had one of my favorites from Lavender and Speckles. I just sent in a friend mail, and it's a strawberry and a pretzel. I don't particularly pick up the pretzel in that one. So I am a little bit hopeful that I get more of the pretzel in this one, but we shall see how that one warms. Now, this is the one, you guys. I love this. This is one of those scents that I smell it and like my cheeks start smiling. It lists as black cherries, saltwater taffy, and cream soda. Now, it's very possible that this cream soda could go sideways for me when I warm this, but at least on cold sniff, this is the happiest little cold sniff that I had, I think, out of all three of these vendors. It's just so fun. It is definitely in your face. And I don't know why, but for some reason with this scent, when there are just some scents like this where I smell it and immediately it's joyful, like my whole face is like, yay, let's melt this right now. So these two are my favorite. I think for different reasons, they're different vibes, but Lilac Cake and Big Ego are likely to be the first of these two that once I cut them, I will start melting. And that again is one of those things. I do love tubs. I love loaves. I love souffles. I don't find it too hard to cut them. And I love a chop and chat. So I'm glad that I have the opportunity to chop those. It can be somewhat relaxing to do, but it does slow me down. Like when I am not able to just try something in like a snap bar or a brittle, it can just slow me down in trying it. I do believe like the souffle size is great for testing out scents, but again, when I have to kind of take them out, chop them, I don't want to chop them too early in advance of when I'm going to melt them. So there's a lot of additional thinking that one has to do. Now, my last vendor here is L3, and this is my Pi Day order. I love Pi Day, you guys. This is one of my favorite things. I'm so glad that L3 is still around so we can have Pi Day celebrated in wax. And this first one that I got is a cream cheese fudge pie. I do enjoy chocolate in wax, so when I see it available, I tend to snag it. It's not an everyday melt, but I like to have it. From not an everyday melt to a likely everyday melt, this is apple cinnamon farmer's market pie crust. It's beautiful to me. It is like a baked apple pie scent with a pie crust note. I do love cinnamon scents, I love apple scents, and I love apple pie scents in all their iterations. Now, this next one I'm a little bit scared about. It's She's My Cherry Pie. Now, it does have a lot of weird things in it, but it has this Tom Ford's cherry, which I found that I think I love Tom Ford's cherry, even though I've never had it. And it has amaretto, and y'all, it has a tiny hint of leather. I, what? I don't know. I don't know. I'm very excited to try it. I have no idea what this is going to smell like with cherry, patchouli, amaretto, and leather, but we shall see, and it was worth the exciting risk for me. Now, this is back to maybe a safer bet. This is blackberry pie, whipped cream, and pie crust. I love these notes. I feel like they could always go sideways, couldn't they? But I'm hopeful that that's going to be a lovely one. I do tend to like L3's use of whipped cream, so we shall see if that cream stays lovely to me or not. Even though this is blueberry, which I love, it's a blueberry cobbler scent. This is one that could go sideways for me. This is blueberry cobbler, graham crackers, vanilla custard, buttermilk pie, and pie crust. The little pie shape is kind of typically the pie crust note. So I think it's going to depend on the balance of the buttermilk pie and the vanilla custard in this, whether or not I like this, but I'm excited to try it and see how it goes. Buttermilk, vanilla, custard, both of those scents can go sour to me sometimes. Not always, but really any like whipped cream or milk could potentially do that. Now, this also has whipped cream and it lists maraschino cherry here. I love a bakery cherry. I also love black cherry, and I really appreciate cherry in perfumey scents as well. I think I'm just a cherry girl. Let me just smell this, see if I can pick that up. I don't pick up distinctly a strong cherry note, but I do get a cherry note in this. I'm not the best cold sniffer. The predominant note here is the banana cream pie, which I also love. I really do enjoy that, but I'm excited to see how it warms and whether or not these cherry notes kind of come popping out of this, as well as I think Salt Mountain Melts. I had a couple of scents that had cherry notes, most notably White Cow. Now, these are all the pies that I got. The main reason that I wanted to go in, though, was not these specific blends, and so you may find this a little nuts. These little mathematical symbols for pi were for sale individually, and they are just the pie crust note. I've dropped down there a little peanut. Let me grab that really quickly. That's a packing peanut that was in the box. I have so many of these. So this is a make your own pie crust note, and that's all that this is. It's a little shape with a pie crust note. And while I won't often melt this on its own, it will enhance a lot of scents for me. I have it right now in my Cute as a Button warmer, and it's complementing my Dessa's apple crumble that I have in my Dragonfly Away warmer. So I just put a half a pie shape in Cute as a Button, and the apple crumble, which is a scent that I really do enjoy and I could enjoy on its own, is now got this complement of the crust note because I was really wanting sort of a more bakery scent. At least today, that's what I want. Now, I did also get this cute little bag of samples in my L3 order, and I'm going to set those in my 2 melt bin in my guest bathroom and find out if there are any new to me scents. I always enjoy samples, but I like to get through them as soon as I get them if I can, because I just find they take up space. And I don't like having too many question marks taking up storage space in my wax collection. Let's figure out if I like them or if I don't. Now, I love these little one-note pie crust shapes. They are my favorite from this particular order, even though I love all of my pies as well. And I would really appreciate to hear in the comment if you are like me, where sometimes you are really looking for those pie crust notes and other times you appreciate and enjoy the fruity fillings. Like I love key lime pie from Scentsy and baked apple pie from Scentsy, and neither one of those have a crust note. And I think what I appreciate most about those scents is that I can take them in so many different directions. Thank you so much for watching. Can't wait to chat in the comments.